All right, so the goal of today's call, we want to learn how to optimize our service operations and increase worker productivity with resource scheduling features that are available inside of Dynamics 365. And some of the common business problems that we typically run into that make Dynamics 365 resource scheduling a great fit, usually it's tools. So a lot of companies still using paper, maybe using Excel, could be using Outlook or Gmail, another email type of a client, managing calendars that way. I actually worked for a company a long time ago that scheduled based on it was a paper calendar, and who has visibility to that? How do we report on that? And what happens if somebody uses pen instead of pencil and can't erase it? So having the right tools for the job, really important. And being proactive, being able to predict trends and to understand when we need service, when we need to ramp up resources versus being a reactive business. The right tool is going to allow you to be more proactive. So we want to help you optimize your service operations. We want to help you get to a point where you're able to resolve issues the first time, maybe based on trends or predictive analytics. We want to increase productivity for your team, not just out in the field, but in the office as well. And ultimately, the goal there is to increase customer satisfaction. All right, so resource scheduling is really available in 3 different business applications today. So each of these applications is going to use it in a different way. Customer service, this is really your case management application, so more service focused. Field service, focused on work order management, resource management as well, but that work order is at its core. And then project operations, really built around project management, focused on resources when it comes to project scheduling. So what are some different use cases or industries, companies that might take advantage of resource scheduling? Well, if you're an installation company, that could be, maybe it's think cable company or HVAC, construction, a lot of different industries that you might be in where you're performing some sort of an installation and you have resources that you need to schedule. That could be virtual, it could be in person or on site. Maybe you sell printers and you need to install them. So if you're that type of a company, if you perform services, so maybe there's a product that you sell that you install, but you also service it. So we've got to have that service management. We need to be able to schedule and coordinate those service calls. Could be delivery. It could be pizza delivery. It could be package delivery. I've worked with a company here at Stone Ridge that we worked with field service on, that they actually did food deliveries. It was school lunch deliveries during COVID time. So really interesting use case, perfect fit for resource scheduling. It could be inspections. So maybe you do home inspections, vehicle inspections, job site inspections, and those inspections, that could be just a part of what you do as an installation or a service company, even as a delivery company. So layering that in, all of those use cases are a great fit for resource scheduling, and really that's just scratching the surface. So when it comes to resources that we are able to schedule, what are we talking about? What can be scheduled? Well, it could be a person. That's the most common, right? So if I worked for a company as an installer, they want to be able to schedule me. But what if I work in a crew? Well, we can handle that as well. That might be where it's a foreman and 2 or 3 assistants as an example. It could be a crew that changes, so we can work with both static and dynamic type of crew setups as well. Maybe we need to schedule a specialty tool or a truck, so that we're not double booking it. Maybe for example, it's a construction company and you've got a forklift, but you've got 4 crews. Well, we don't want to double book that forklift. We want to make sure we're planning ahead, we're scheduling that out to the right jobs aligned with that crew, so that we're not wondering if it's going to be available at a certain time, or again, double booking it on a job. This could be used for maybe you've got buildings or rooms that need to be booked or scheduled. So You know, it could be something like a company that works on vehicles. So if I call in to get my oil changed and they're booked 2 weeks out and they've got 4 different bays, well, I want each of those bays to have its own schedule. And then I want a mechanic or a crew to be assigned to that bay so that my customer shows up, it's available. You know, we look like we're organized, right? That vehicle can pull right in and we can get them out as quickly as possible. So we need the right tool to be able to handle that type of a situation. All right, so here's a quick look at the schedule board in Dynamics 365, which we're going to use as a visual tool really to see our resources. We want to see what their schedule looks like. And then we can use it to schedule out more work. So this particular application that we're looking at is field service. I've mentioned before, this is also available in customer service. It's available in project operations as well. So it's important to note that we're not limited to just scheduling a work order. You can schedule any table in the system. So we might have appointments or tasks that we want to schedule, or maybe it's projects or support tickets, or maybe you even created a custom table. There's a custom table that is something that you specifically do as a part of your service at your business that you created. That's something that we can schedule as well. So we're going to talk about the layout real quick. This is actually going to be a short video so I can show you how to use the tool quickly in this today's demonstration. So the layout itself, if you look on the left-hand side, you're going to see the different resources. So Alan Steiner, Alex Baker, Avery Howard, so on and so forth. We're going to be able to set this up to break these up into different views. And then over on the right in the middle here, we've got all of the work that's scheduled for them. So you can see some gaps in here. We've got a work schedule. You can see where it's grayed out, where they don't work. And then to the right in the center are all the work orders. There are color codes in here to help us identify the status of each of these. So if I jump on real quick and look at the schedule board, I know where my technician's at for the day. I understand that they've completed these work orders. They're in progress here with this one, and this is what they've got left for the day. And then we've got an option to load a map view on the right. You don't have to have it visible, but if you load it out, you're going to be able to see where your resources are, where the work orders are, where the home office is in relation to that, and then a projected route that they might take based on the order that you scheduled your work orders. Down on the bottom, you're going to have unscheduled work orders. So we're going to be able to show how we can simply drag and drop a work order, in this case, onto a specific resource. That's one of the 3 ways that we can schedule. Manual would be just drag and drop. We've got an assisted scheduling. So if you have specific skills or certifications or roles, or maybe you schedule by territory, we've got an assistant that you can simply click and it will help align the right resource to that work order based on how that work order is built out. The automated version is essentially where we're coming in, we're setting up and defining some specific rules that will help the system identify who to route a specific work order or set of work orders to. That food delivery scenario that I gave before with that particular client, they had 100 different delivery drivers that were dropping off anywhere from 30 to 50 different meals in a day. Well, can you imagine going in and mapping that out manually? You want the system to do that for you. So field service in this example actually uses geocoding. So you plug in an address, a normal street address, it's going to auto geocode that for you. There's nothing you need to do. It's built in. And then based on that latitude and longitude, it's going to identify and optimize the best routes for you. So that is also an option for you as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click play here. We're going to see how, as I dive in, I'm able to go through, identify my resources, see how they're utilized. I can go in and flip views. So I'm on an hourly view, but we've also got daily, weekly, and monthly available. I can filter quickly. Maybe we talked about a skills matrix. So maybe they've got certifications or skills that are assigned to specific resources. You could have them role-based. It could be territory-based as well. And then the different resource types. So if I want to go through and filter, I want to find crews versus individuals versus my facilities, for example. So I can go through, I've got different filters available to me. And then over on the right, we've got our map view. So that map is interactive. I can zoom in, zoom out. I can, basically drill down to find out where my technicians are at. Because we use that geocoding technology. We've also got geolocation available. So if your resource is using field service mobile, we can track their location. You know right where they're at then, as long as they, geolocation, if they're in a location that we can pick it up, you're going to know right where they're at. So that is, those are some of the features, capabilities there. You can see we're scrolling now to look at tomorrow. What does that look like? Well, we've got a gap there for Jeremy Johnson on the bottom right. I can simply grab a work order and add it to Jeremy's route. So just that quick, it's already on Jeremy's route. If Jeremy was to open up field service mobile on his device, he's going to see that work order is already booked for tomorrow. And I can go ahead now and start dumping work orders into Thursday, even to start planning ahead. Again, this is the manual way, right? So I'm going in, just dragging and dropping those work orders into place. So very straightforward as far as using field service mobile. Again, you can make it as simple or complex as you'd like. It's not just about enabling your schedulers and managers, though. We also want to provide the right tools for those resources that are on the field. So making it user-friendly, easy to use. We want all the right features at their fingertips to do the job. So all the data that's on the work order is going to be available on that mobile device. Any notes, any requirements are going to be visible. I can take videos and photos and attach them. I can manage my inventory and communicate with the back office all right from that mobile app. We've also got dedicated apps for our customers. So if we want our customers to take advantage of basically going in and self-scheduling, there's a portal, field service portal available. So I can go in, I can find a product maybe that I've purchased from a company, define what does that service type look like, and then down in the bottom there in the background, you can see I've got this calendar. So that is actually, this is all tied into field service, where they're going to basically have visibility to any availability. And as soon as they pick a date and a time, it's going to help book that work order for us automatically. So enabling our customers as well. So this is something that you could take advantage of as a part of the field service application.